You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's on?
Mm-hmm.
You're joking.
Hey.
This ugly face on the video?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about my wife and the medical care and how hilarious it's been since since April of 2010, when after 5 or 6 years of constant stomach ulcer problem from 1985, the stitches were flaring and inflaming her intestines where they hooked up to her stomach. They finally said they're going to remove them. To get an oral surgeon to do it, they sent me to the Maryland surgeons in Ellicott City to find a surgeon. This foreign Middle Eastern guy come out, is supposed to be a surgeon that can remove an ulcer and restitch it back up. Said, "You smoke, don't you, lady?" And she says, "Yeah." "Well, your husband really smells like he's smoking a lot. If you get away from him, stay away from him, and you stop smoking, your ulcer will cure itself within 6 months. You don't need operation." Every doctor since has laughed about that. I found a new surgeon at the University of Maryland. They did a pre-op on my wife over the next month, check her lungs, her heart, and everything to make sure she could go through about a 4 to 6 hour surgery to disconnect her intestines where the ulcer was at the bottom of her stomach, cut that part out and re-sew them to the bottom of her stomach all over again like they did in '85 when she had a ruptured stomach ulcer that almost killed her. But they found something in her lung. So on June 23rd, 2010, when they did a biopsy, sticking something down in throat to her lung, they found small cell lung cancer. My kid said this was a great hospital, University of Maryland Cancer Treatment Center. I'm sitting there, I can't drive that far. I don't want to pay for parking in the VA where I can park free because I'm a veteran. It's just too long a walk. And to drive through the city for all these appointments is ridiculous. My kids screamed and yelled at me that I'd kill Mom if I didn't have her there. And I found a place in Columbia, right by Howard County General Hospital, Dr. Knight. He guaranteed he was going to cure her, even though everything I found on the internet says 50% die the first year and 95% die in 3 years, and nobody lives 5 years. Well, we went to Dr. Knight. He did excessive chemo, excessive radiation, according to what I found out now. Experimental treatment. He did, but the main thing he did was every appointment, which was months after months after months, dozens and dozens of appointments where my kids actually showed up. He kept telling my kids that they got to get my wife away from me because me smoking would kill her and bring back the cancer. Isn't this nice for a doctor to do for a family suffering a loved one with cancer that's probably going to die soon, to try to break them up? It's ridiculous. He did cure the cancer, but he's caused, due to the excessive lung radiation, her lungs have shrunk. When you burn skin, it shrinks, which is hurting her breathing and causing her a lot of congestion. Her brain has been shrinking too from excessive brain radiation, according to Johns Hopkins Hospital, which is Howard County Hospital previously, told me whoever did these excessive brain radiation on my wife should be held liable for giving her strokes and now extreme dementia and Alzheimer's. And then he looked at the file and says, "Wait a minute, that was Johns Hopkins Radiology that did it. I just told you to go against us."
Oh, wow.
Which I don't care about pursuing at this time, because they did cure the cancer, but they're killing my wife by the excessive treatment. this has been a very big hardship for me. My kids, the whole time, swears I'm not taking care of my wife. June will be 5 years she's still alive. The hospital demanded she go to a 24 care because my kids tell me I'm too disabled to take care of her and that I leave home all the time. Well, they refuse to come over and help babysit or go shopping for me. So I have to go down and get milk, bread, and eggs and more baby food because my wife's teeth's all fallen out due to the radiation and the chemo. So she's on baby food. And since her brain don't work, she's on diapers too. It's very hard because I am 100% disabled. If she can't help me get her off the floor, she's going to stay on the floor. Luckily, she's able to help herself get up, and I can help a little bit, and to help her take baths. My kids are absent because they're mad I wouldn't put her in a care facility. I've been married 45 years, and September will be 40 years in this home. Isn't it better for somebody with Alzheimer's and dementia to be in familiar surroundings with familiar faces? Even though she yells at me all the time, where's your husband, some nights. When I took her to the hospital in November, she swore I killed her husband, and where was I taking her? And a couple nights ago, she swore I was her son, Curtis. Where was Raymond, her husband? All night kept me awake. So I'm having fun. But let me tell you another thing. Her lung doctor, for breathing problems, she says, is she still taking oxycodone and oxycontin and tramadol? I'm sitting there, no, I cut out the oxycodone and oxycontin. I downed the doses every day for a couple of weeks until I stopped giving it to her and threw the rest in the trash. The doctor says, who in the hell do you think you are? Your wife's on death row, she's going to die soon, let her have all the oxy she wants. I'm sitting there, you got to be kidding, lady. Let my wife take it like candy? Then I found she was tripping out several months ago with tramadol because she was taking it like candy 20 times a day, so I hid it and went back to 3 times a day. And she's a lot better. She's not tripping, or dementia or Alzheimer's is bad. But these doctors, I've cut my wife off of 3/4 of her medicines the doctors prescribed. And they yell at me, but then they do blood tests and stuff and says, okay, that helps your wife. It's just like when I brought her home November 8th of 2014 from the dementia. They gave her too much blood pressure medicine. And her blood pressure was dropping to 60, 70, over 30 and 40. So I took her blood pressure medicine away, and for about 12 hours until her system started stabilizing somewhat, and then her blood pressure jumped to 190 over 130 or something. So I cut the dose in half and went twice a day, half a dose, 25 milligrams each time instead of 50 each time. And it was still running 180, 170, so I went 3 times a day with 25 milligrams. Now it's ranging 140, 150, which is what they recommend for her since she's had strokes, to keep her blood pressure a little bit high, but not too high. And now she's walking around, helping herself take a bath with a little help from me, cooking something for herself, not much. You know, but these doctors, I swear, they've been trying to kill my wife, it seems like, or breaking up the family. Thank you very much.